India has expressed deep concern over the military coup in Myanmar that took place this morning and the detention of de facto leader Aung San Suu Kyi. The Union External Affairs Ministry in a statement said it is monitoring the situation of Myanmar closely after Myanmar's military seized power in a coup against the democratically elected government of Aung San Suu Kyi. India said the rule of law and democratic process must be upheld. Suu Kyi was detained along with other leaders of her National League for Democracy (NLD) party during a raid in the early hours this morning. The military said it had taken control of Myanmar for a year and declared a state of emergency for 1 year. According to reports, the phone and internet services were restricted immediately after the military took control of Myanmar. It has been reported that the state-run TV went off the air hours before the parliament was due to convene for the first time since the November elections. Suu Kyi-led NLD party came to power in Myanmar after a landslide victory in the elections held in November. Union External Affairs Ministry in its statement said, "We have noted the developments in Myanmar with deep concern. India has always been steadfast in its support to the process of democratic transition in Myanmar. We believe that the rule of law and the democratic process must be upheld. We are monitoring the situation closely," the statement added. Meanwhile, news has also come in that Myanmar's government agency has suspended all passenger flights into the country. The US Embassy in Myanmar said on its Facebook page that the road to the international airport in Yangon, the country's biggest city, had been closed. On Twitter, it said that reports indicate that all airports in Myanmar are closed. The US Embassy also issued a security alert saying it was aware of the detention of Myanmar's leader as well as the shutdown of some internet services, including in Yangon. The US State Department earlier issued a statement saying that it was alarmed by today's military takeover in Myanmar. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, while presenting the union budget, announced that an agriculture, infrastructure and development cess of Rs 2.5 per litre and Rs 4 per litre has been imposed on petrol and diesel respectively. The skyrocketing prices of petrol and diesel are boring a hole in the pockets of the public, who are already facing a financial constraint because of the rising prices of other essential commodities. Petrol price in New Delhi has crossed Rs 86, while in Mumbai it costs Rs 93 per litre. The price of diesel in Delhi is Rs 76, while it is more than Rs 83 in Mumbai. The union minister said that although agriculture, infrastructure and development cess has been imposed on petrol and diesel, the basic excise duty and special additional excise duty rates have been slashed. As such, the public will not have to bear an additional financial burden, Sitharaman said. Basic excise duty of Rs 1.4 and Rs 1.8 per litre will be imposed on petrol and diesel respectively. The special additional excise duty rates on unbranded petrol and diesel will be Rs 11 and Rs 8 per litre respectively. Basic excise duty and special additional excise duty will also be levied on branded petrol and diesel as well, said the report. NE8 leader Nikki Sumi asserted that his group will take into confidence the wishes and desire of the Naga people for achieving an honorable and acceptable solution to the decades-old Naga political issue. Interacting with a group of people, including some media persons on the outskirts of Dimapur, Nikki further stressed that unity among the Nagas was paramount for any kind of lasting solution that would be acceptable to all. He categorically emphasized that talks should be open, which should include not only the negotiating parties but representatives from every tribe to sit across the table and hammer out differences. While indicating that NE8, led by him, will remain as a separate entity like that of the NSCN-IM and the Working Committee of the NNPGs in the peace talks with the Government of India, Nikki said that there may be differences among various groups, but unless all three, NSCN-IM, Working Committee NNPGs and NSCN-K, sit together, there cannot be any headway. He maintained that decision to join the peace talks or to revive the ceasefire was to fulfill the wishes and aspirations of the Nagas, to give peace a chance, and not with the exception that the Government of India withdraw the cases against him. Nikki said his only wish was that Nagas would unite. Meghalaya government has decided to extend the night curfew in Shillong and other adjoining areas under the East Khasi Hills district for the next 7 days from today. East Khasi Hills District Magistrate Isawanda Lalu said that the curfew would remain enforced for 5 hours from 11 p.m. The government imposed a night curfew in the district to prevent the spread of COVID-19. An official notification said that in view of the prevailing situation concerning the COVID-19 pandemic in Meghalaya and in order to put in place the preventive and mitigation measures to curb the spread of the infection, the night curfew was imposed. Meghalaya has so far reported 13,761 COVID-19 cases, while 146 people have succumbed to the disease. Union Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju, along with Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal, inaugurated a new Sai Training Center at Solalgaon in Lakhimpur. The Sai Training Center will cater to athletes in the fields of weightlifting and boxing during its initial stage. The training center will have a hostel for athletes and a multi-sports indoor hall. Inaugurating the Sai Training Center, Union Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju said that the new Sai Training Center will be of top standard. This Sai Training Center in North Lakhimpur, Assam will be of high standards. The talented youth of the region will have great opportunities to train here. Assam is becoming a great sporting powerhouse under the dynamic leadership of Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal, said Kiren Rijiju. Like, subscribe and hit the bell icon for news that matters and stories that inspire.